Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, Daily Motion, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Tuesday, March 10th, 2015, around 7:03 in the morning. Gonna be a nice day out. We could make a run at 50 degrees today in Billerica, Massachusetts. Some news to report. The Boston Celtics beat Miami Heat by a score of 190 last night. Celtics are in the thick of getting the last playoff spot in the Eastern Conference of the NBA. And also, the Chicago Bears have named Jay Cutler the starting quarterback for 2015. We'll see how that goes. And that's about it on the news. My first video subject of the day is about the bad guy, Razor Ramon. Razor Ramon was one of the most popular wrestlers in the WWE from 1992 through 1996. The Razor Ramon character was played by Scott Hall. Scott Hall was a professional wrestler. He started his career in 1984 as Starship Coyote in the Jim Crockett promotions. Then he wrestled in the AWA for a while as Big Scott Hall. He was tag team partners with Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, and they were AWA World Tag Team Champions. Then Scott went to several regional territories, Florida and Memphis and the Southeast. He wrestled for WCW on a couple of occasions, and he wrestled in Japan. He had a gimmick in WCW called the Diamond Stud, which was similar to Razor Ramon. The Diamond Stud was managed by DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, but he got a minimal push. And then in summer of 1992, Scott Hall signed with the WWE, and he got the gimmick of Razor Ramon, who is like Hispanic descent, and also this character Razor Ramon was based on Scarface in 1980, the movie that came out in 1983, played by Al Pacino. And the vignettes of Razor Ramon making his debut were pretty amazing, and they showed him like driving around Miami, Florida. They one time showed him like grab a fruit and spit it in a guy's face pretty good. And the character Razor Ramon was going to be a heel, and he made his debut on television, and he got a big push right off the bat. His famous move was the Razor's Edge, which was a pile driver slash power bomb, and it was an awesome move. And once somebody got hit with it, 1, 2, 3. Razor Ramon's first big feud in the WWE was with Randy Macho Man Savage. He was saying, using machismo, this feud was to see who was the biggest Macho Man in the WWE. Razor Ramon cost Macho Man Randy Savage the WWE Championship in September of 1992, and on house shows, Razor Ramon and Randy Savage was fighting each other to double disqualifications and stuff like that. Razor Ramon's first major big match in the WWE was Survivor Series 1992, when he teamed up with Nature Boy Ric Flair to face off against Randy Macho Man Savage and Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig. This was a great tag team match. Mr. Perfect and Randy Savage won this match, and then Razor Ramon got put in a feud with Bret the Hitman Hart for the WWE title, and they had a classic match at Royal Rumble 1993. This was like one of the best Razor Ramon matches of all time. Before the match, a few weeks before, Razor Ramon attacked Owen Hart in an interview segment on WWE Mania, and this was just to advance the storyline and stuff like that. And afterwards, Razor Ramon was getting more and more cheers from the crowd, even though he was a heel. He feuded on house shows with Mr. Perfect. He also had big wins on television against El Matador, Tito Santana, and Virgil. And at WWE WrestleMania 9, Razor Ramon pinned Bob Backlund with a small package. And this is when Bob Backlund was making his comeback in the WWE. He was undefeated in television. I thought this was a little bit of a shock to me because I thought Bob Backlund was going to beat Razor Ramon, but Razor Ramon beat Bob Backlund, and the fans continued to cheer on Razor Ramon even though he was a heel. In May of 1993, Razor Ramon lost to the Kid, which became known as a 1-2-3 Kid. Razor was so mad, he challenged the Kid to a match again for $2,500. The Kid rejected it. Then it went to $5,000. The Kid rejected it. Went to $7,500. The Kid rejected it. Went to $10,000. The Kid accepted it. So it was Razor Ramon against the 1-2-3 Kid on Monday Night Raw. And then the Kid takes the money. And then a few weeks later, Money Incorporated, IRS, and the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, say Razor Ramon was very soft, and this was to plant the seeds of a face turn by Razor Ramon, and $1 Million Man and IRS offered a job to Razor Ramon, but Razor Ramon rejected it to solidify his face turn, and the fans were cheering like crazy. Then afterwards, Razor Ramon becomes one of the most popular wrestlers in the WWE. He beats the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, at SummerSlam 1993 in DiBiase's last match in the WWE period. Then he starts a feud with IRS. And around this time, the WWE Intercontinental title was vacated by Shawn Michaels, who was suspended for failure to appear for a 30-day title defense, but that was the storyline. He was really suspended for steroid use, even though Shawn Michaels didn't take steroids. He said somebody slipped it, but they had a stringent testing policy, so Shawn Michaels was suspended for 30 days, and then there was a battle royal on Monday Night Raw to see who was going to be the WWE Intercontinental title. The final two participants in the battle royal were Razor Ramon and the model Rick Martel. And the next week on Raw, after the battle royal, Razor Ramon beat the model Rick Martel to become the Intercontinental champion, and it was great. The fans were cheering Razor Ramon like crazy, and he got all the gold now because he wore gold necklaces. Sometimes when the ring attendants would come in to take Razor Ramon's gold, he says, "Something happened to this gold. Something happened to you." He likes to toothpick with him. And then Razor continues to get a big push, feud with IRS, and then Shawn Michaels returns to the WWE with the Intercontinental title, his Intercontinental title, and they have saying he was the real Intercontinental champion, and then Razor Ramon says he's the real champion, and they start a mini feud which progresses at Royal Rumble 1994. It was Razor Ramon against IRS for the Intercontinental title, and Shawn Michaels interferes, and supposedly he cost Razor Ramon the Intercontinental title. IRS pins him 1, 2, 3, but Shawn left his Intercontinental title in the ring. That was a boo-boo, because our second referee comes down and shows that the fake Intercontinental title still in the ring, and IRS thinks he's going to win. He's the champion, but the match restarts. Razor hits IRS with the Razor's Edge, 1, 2, 3. Razor retains the Intercontinental title. And then this sets up the ladder match at WrestleMania 10 between Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels, with both IC titles held up for a wrestler to grab. This was the best WrestleMania match of all time. Action-packed, excitement galore. Great match. Probably the best WrestleMania match in history. Razor wins it with grabbing both IC championships. A back and forth match. Either one could take it. Then Razor Ramon's next feud was with Big Daddy Cool Diesel. And Diesel was Shawn Michaels' bodyguard, but Diesel became a wrestler on his own with the cheers. And then on an edition of WWE Superstars in April of 1994, Diesel beats Razor Ramon for the Intercontinental title. But Razor still is popular. He has a long very long feud with Diesel. Razor Ramon does. Also, Razor Ramon makes it to finals of the 1994 King of the Ring. He loses to Owen Hart. And Razor continues to have matches with Shawn Michaels on Raw and stuff. And at SummerSlam 1994, it was Razor Ramon with Pro Football Hall of Famer Walter Payton as quarter against Big Daddy Cool Diesel with Shawn Michaels in his corner. And this was a great match. The match ends with Shawn Michaels accidentally hitting Big Daddy Cool, and then Razor Ramon gets the 1, 2, 3, and regains the Intercontinental title for the second time. And then Razor, for the next few months, feuds with Double J, Jeff Jarrett, and Owen Hart at house shows. They do kind of a dusty finish where either Owen or Jeff Jarrett wins because of the referee getting knocked out or by cheating or outside interference, and the heels think they win, but the referee reverses decisions, restarts the match, and Razor wins the IC title. And then Razor starts a feud on television with Jeff Jarrett over the Intercontinental title. And then at Royal Rumble 1995, it was Razor Ramon against Jeff Jarrett, and Jeff Jarrett wins the match by counter because Razor's knees went out with help from the roadie. But Jeff Jarrett starts the match, and Jeff Jarrett wins the Intercontinental title with knee problems with Razor Ramon, but this was just selling it. And then Razor Ramon continues to feud with Jeff Jarrett over the Intercontinental title for many months and stuff like that. And then at WrestleMania 11, they have a rematch. Razor wins by count out, but Jeff Jarrett remains the champion. Also, they have a house show in Quebec, Canada, where the Intercontinental title was changed, a ladder match. Razor Ramon beat Jeff Jarrett for the Intercontinental title in a ladder match, but 3 days later, the match, Jeff Jarrett regains the title. Around this time, there was rumors that they're going to turn Razor Ramon heel and let him feud with Big Daddy Cool Diesel over the WWE title, because in real life, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall were real friends. That would have been a cool feud if it happened in 1995, because Razor's, even though he was still over with the crowd, I thought his face character got a little stale. And also, there was rumors that WrestleMania 11, they were building up a feud between The Undertaker and Razor Ramon. They filmed some vignettes that were not, which never made it to the air, where they showed The Undertaker throwing Razor Ramon in a cemetery, but that never came to be. During the summer of 1995, Razor Ramon was teaming with Savio Vega, and they faced off against Man on a Mission, and also they faced off against Owen Hart and Yokozuna. In fact, they won the WWE tag team titles on Monday Night Raw, but they pinned the Illegal Man, and the decision had to be reversed. In the next week, Owen and Yokozuna retained the WWE titles after that mishap. SummerSlam 1995, Razor Ramon faced off against Shawn Michaels, and in another ladder match, which was pretty good, Shawn Michaels beat Razor Ramon in this ladder match and stuff. And then Razor Ramon feuded with Dean Douglas, also known as Shane Douglas, and they had some great matches and stuff. They wrestled at In Your House 3 and stuff like that. And Dean Douglas won, but Dean Douglas was being backstage. Dean Douglas was being shit on by the Clique because they didn't like him and stuff like that. At the next In Your House 4, it was supposed to be Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels against Dean Douglas for the Intercontinental title. I think Shawn Michaels was supposed to drop it to Dean Douglas at In Your House 4, but supposedly Shawn was beaten up by men in Syracuse, New York. That's another story for another day. And Shawn Michaels forfeited the Intercontinental title without have to drop it in the ring. And then Dean Douglas had it defended against Razor Ramon. Razor Ramon beats Dean Douglas to become the Intercontinental Champion for the 4th time. Then Razor Ramon starts a feud with the 1, 2, 3 Kid. They were tag team partners and stuff, but they were showing some tension and stuff. Like 1, 2, 3 Kid actually beat Razor Ramon a few times on television, on Raw and stuff. And then Razor Ramon beat him up like 3 times on a future edition of Monday Night Raw, and they got the stiffest settled, and then they had a tag team match with the Smoking Guns for the WWE Tag Team titles, and then 1, 2, 3 Kid walks out, and then there's a special match on Monday Night Raw between bad guy Razor Ramon and 1, 2, 3 and Psycho Sid, which the special guest referee was the 1, 2, 3 Kid, as Razor Ramon was getting Razor's Edge. 1, 2, 3 Kid takes him off Sid, and then Sid gives the powerbomb, and Kid does the quickest 1, 2, 3 count. 1, 2, 3 Kid's part of $1 million corporation, turns heel against Razor Ramon, and they have a feud over the WWE Intercontinental title. And also, around this time in January of 1996, Razor Ramon was feuding with Goldust for the Intercontinental title, and Goldust was kind of like a gay wrestler, portraying gay wrestler and stuff like that, and he was having an infatuation with Razor Ramon. Razor Ramon felt uncomfortable doing this feud, Scott Hall, and also around this time, Scott Hall's drug problems was getting to be out of control and stuff, and then at Royal Rumble 1996, Razor Ramon faces against Goldust, great match. The finishing has Marlena, Goldust's manager, turns her ankle, and then 1, 2, 3 Kid comes up and does his spinning kick, and 1, 2, 3 Goldust is a new WWE IC champion, and then Razor Ramon and the 1, 2, 3 Kid have a feud all over the WWE, and it was supposed to have they had a match in your house in February 1996, a diaper match, which the Razor Ramon beat the 1, 2, 3 Kid, and it was pretty good. It's very funny. The kid had to wear a diaper, and Razor Ramon was supposed to face off against Goldust in a street fight at WrestleMania 12, but Razor Ramon was suspended for drug use and stuff. And around this time, the WCW was calling up Razor Ramon, and they offered him a big contract. And Razor Ramon gave his notice, and he had to finish out the stint with the WWE. He had a match with Vader at an In Your House in April 1996, which he lost, and then the last match was the famous curtain call match at Madison Square Garden house show in May of 1996, when Razor Ramon lost to Triple H with the pedigree. And then after the match, the last match between Shawn Michaels and Diesel, the Clique hugged, and solidifying that there would not be a Clique in the WWE anymore. Everybody was outraged. Razor Ramon left WCW, and the next week he appeared at WWE, and next week he appeared at WCW. And then the Razor Ramon character was so popular, they used a fake Razor Ramon called Rick Borga in September 1996, when Jim Ross was turning heel, blasting the WWE, saying gimmicks. Razor, he brought in a fake Razor Ramon, a fake Diesel. This was supposed to last past WrestleMania 13. Jim Ross was supposed to wrestle Vince McMahon for ownership of the WWE. I think Jim Ross was supposed to win because Razor Ramon and Big Daddy Cool was going to interfere, but the new Razor Ramon and the new Diesel did not get over because the fans couldn't buy the Intimidators. Razor Ramon character from 1992 to 1996 was a great character. Scott Hall's best character. Multiple-time Intercontinental title. He should have had a WWE title reign. He should have turned heel in 1995, in my opinion. But those things don't happen. But the Razor Ramon's in the WWE Hall of Fame, and that's where it should be. He's the bad guy, Razor Ramon. One of the best WWE superstars of all time. We'll be back later. Facebook friends, YouTube follows, Daily Motion, and Twitter. 2 more video blogs coming. The MBTA, Fitchburg, South Acton commuter rail line, and a person I profile about Jim Valvano tonight for college basketball. Goodbye. See you later.